Okay, just imagine for a second having an AI coding partner right there inside your terminal, one that's ready to build, debug, or even just explain your code without you ever having to switch apps. Well, that's not science fiction anymore. That's the promise of GitHub Copilot CLI. So let's break down how this AI partner is set to completely change the way you interact with your terminal.
No, really, think about it. How many times have you been totally stumped trying to remember the exact syntax for some weird Git command or a super complex grep search? What if you could just, ask your terminal what to do, just using plain English?
Well, that's exactly the problem GitHub Copilot CLI solves. And honestly, the best way to think about it is right there on the screen. It's like having ChatGPT living right inside your command line. But this isn't just any old chatbot. It's a version that's fully aware of your project structure, your open issues, and even your pull requests. It gets the context.
Now look, we've had AI assistants in our code editors, our IDEs, for a little while now. But this is a fundamental shift. We're moving beyond just the visual editor, and we're plugging this intelligence directly into the command line, which, let's be honest, is the core engine room for so many of us developers.
So what's really under the hood here? First off, it understands natural language. That frees you up from having to memorize all those obscure flags and syntax. It's also context-aware, which is huge. It doesn't just guess, it actually reads your project files to give you truly relevant advice. And this all ties directly into your GitHub issues and pull requests, and yeah, it works across macOS, Linux, and Windows. It's a real powerhouse.
Okay, so how does this actually fit into your day-to-day routine? You might be surprised at just how ridiculously simple it is to start, talking to your code. The workflow is incredibly intuitive. You just start a session, you ask what you want in plain English, and Copilot spits out a suggestion. But here's the most important part. You get the final say. It only runs after you approve it. It's that simple, that safe, and that effective. These features really are like getting developers superpowers. You've got the natural language stuff and that deep context awareness, but the real game changer, it's what they call agentic capabilities. This means you can give it a multi-step task like, hey, build the project, then run all the tests, and if they pass, open a pull request. And it can just do that entire sequence from a single prompt. It's wild. And this isn't just for little local commands either. This is about streamlining your entire journey, from writing code on your machine all the way to getting it onto GitHub.
I mean, this slide just captures the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got that tedious, multi-command process we've all done 1,000 times. And on the right, a single, simple sentence that does the whole thing. Just think about the time this saves you. Over a week or a month, it really adds up.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. A common concern with these AI tools is about control, right? Is this thing just going to run wild on my machine? The answer is a hard no. And this quote from the source material is key. You are always, always the one in the driver's seat.
And that control, it isn't just some vague concept. It's baked right into the workflow. Before it does anything, Copilot will show you the exact command it plans to run. You can then look at it and choose to approve it, maybe tweak it a bit, or just cancel it entirely. This transparency means you are always in command, period.
All right, finally, let's talk about accessibility and the bigger picture here. How do you actually get your hands on this thing, and what does it all mean for the future? So, let's talk money. How much does it cost? The pricing is broken down into these really straightforward tiers. They're designed for individuals, for businesses, and for more advanced users, which makes sure it's accessible whether you're a solo dev or part of a huge team. And let's just focus on that entry point for a second. For just $10 a month, you get a full-featured AI assistant right there in your terminal. Like the source material points out, that's cheaper than most coffee subscriptions. When you put it like that, the value is kind of staggering.
So all of this brings us to the big question, doesn't it? As AI starts to handle more of the syntax and the boilerplate, what's left for us, the human developer? Will this just make us more productive, or will it fundamentally redefine our role, shifting our focus away from just writing code to architecting solutions? Honestly, the answer to that is probably going to shape the entire future of software development.